party time. It's the end of the week.
Hi, everybody.
Friday. Look who's here. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. I sort of have the feeling sort of like the usual suspects, the ones who like to party the most. But my list is not complete. We still have a few people lagging behind.
Jen, your microphone is off.
Jen's microphone is off. Hi, Jen. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Jen, where are you?
Jen.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere. Well, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Yes.
It sounds
we
like
needed a place for our kids to run around, so we went somewhere out.
Okay. Great.
Sounds like Alien.
Right.
That's how some of my horn lessons have been sounding like.
Oh, I tell you about it, yeah.
That's life right now. Hey, you guys, welcome. So many early birds on the chat on the website right now. So great to see you all.
This is the only place I can get.
Jen's still telling us where she was. Okay. And welcome to all of you watching on Facebook right now. Radegundis is watching in Brazil. My mom's watching. Matthew Highslip is watching. So a lot of old friends on the chat as well.
Matthew, wow.
Look, hi guys, write in and tell us where you're watching from. Tonight we have in the top left-hand corner, Tim Kelly in Melbourne at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hi everyone. Good morning.
I think if we could give a medal for the hero of this Corona time for the horn community, it would have to go to Tim. I think. Yeah?
Happy to be here.
You're a superstar. Thank you. Gail is next to me. Gail, or I don't know, how are you guys seeing this? Gail Williams in Evanston?
Yep.
Or is she down? Okay. Down, right under me is Stefan Jezierski in his wonderful Horn Hangout shirt.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. And next to him is Stefan Dohr, I think, on my screen. No? Okay, well, you're up there. Okay. You're so mean. And next to Stefan J is Andrew Bain, live from LA in his I
have a shirt like that, such a cool shirt. If I didn't put this shirt on, I would have put that one on.
That was such a cool one. That was such a cool IHS, Andrew. What you and
that was such
that was amazing.
That was all Annie Bosler.
Annie Bosler gave an amazing hangout this week. If you haven't seen it, Annie and Heidi Vessel, they gave Stefan and I our first beginner's horn lesson, and they had such amazing. You were saying, Gail, weren't you, about the chin?
Yeah. Very good information for all of us who have forgotten what it's like to start the horn.
Yeah. So I've got Julie Landsman right down below me. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you in New York. And Nathaniel, where are you? Oh, you've just...
I'm in Maryland.
You're in Maryland. And why aren't you taking off your cap?
Because I got an unfortunate quarantine haircut.
Bad hair month.
Yeah. My dad wanted to give me a quarantine trim. About halfway, we both realized it had to be shaved.
Oh.
Reminds me of a haircut I gave Andre Just.
Yeah. Oh God, that was classic.
I remember that. Oh God, yeah. No.
That was not a good time of the morning or late at night to give someone a haircut, Stefan. But anyway, I would have a very special guest on the bottom right. I don't know where he is with you. Gus Sebring has joined us. It's so great to see you.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you.
Welcome to our Horn Hangout party.
Gus, hey, good to see you.
Hey, Stefan, how are you, man?
Good. So far, so good.
When's the last time you saw each other?
Boston Conservatory Masterclass. Stefan aced it.
Oh, really?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gus. You're so kind. No, it was fun. It was great to see Gus when I was in Boston last 2 years, May 2 years ago. I think it was, in May it'll be 2 years.
2 years already? Wow.
Gus, it's so nice of you to wear your shirt.
Thank you.
I've worn my Horn Hangout shirt, so I had 2 web sessions today, and I just thought, I'm not wearing it anymore tonight. Get dressed up for the party.
I saved mine for the Hangouts, and I hang it up. And...
I had to steal mine from the dog.
From the dog?
Yeah. Well, I saw Stefan's dog wearing his.
Yeah. I'm having my party socks on.
Your party socks? Show us.
Show us.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I hear some nice birds. Is that Jen?
I did
Yes.
have it muted, but can you hear me better now?
We can. Tell us where you are. You're next to a tree.
I am next to a tree. Yes, believe it or not, I'm having internet troubles. So we are out somewhere we're supposed to get good internet.
Well, stay as long as you can with us, Jen. It wouldn't be the same, and we have another surprise guest about to join us. But we'll do the horn stuff first and the hangout after. How about that, you guys? How about that? Gail had a fantastic idea. Gail, tell us what it was.
Well, I think in this time of our lives, we have plenty of time to listen to music, and we're always concerned about, oh, I have to listen to Mozart or Strauss by this person and that person. And I think it's really important to listen to chamber music that not have the horn in, and really make you listen and see what you really love.
So, what did you come up with?
Well, that was a very hard decision. And so I've come up with 3, and I could come up with many more. One of my favorites is the Schubert String Quintet in C major.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Two cellos.
It's
Yeah.
just a great piece.
We're going to write these down. Can someone in the chat write them down as they happen? Because I'm a bit busy right now. That would be great. So Gail's are the Schumann.
The Schubert String Quintet. That's 2 cellos.
Got it.
Dvorak Piano Quintet in A major.
That's
And the Schumann Piano Quintet.
That's a great piece.
Number 44. So those are a few of my favorites. I tried not to put any clarinet in there. I could have done that, but I
No clarinet blaming.
Mozart, but messy. But I decided no, I was just going to stick with piano and strings.
Okay, I'm going to be listening to those tomorrow. Stefan J, what about you?
Well, I really like the Brahms piano quartet for piano, and the one that it's been transcribed for orchestra, but the original version is amazing, and that's one of my it spontaneously comes to mind as one of my favorite pieces that does not contain a horn.
Do you have any others? What about some jazz? Can you recommend us some jazz with no horn?
Ooh.
Well, anything that Bill Evans played is very cool. And Chet Baker is still a classic. Miles Davis kind of blew even 60 years later as the biggest selling jazz album. And then there's some young guys, like Michael Volny, a German piano player, and there's some cool jazz being played these days. Our good friend Niels Landgren is pretty cool.
But he's a horn as well. He's known as the man with the red horn. But he's definitely
it's a trombone. It's not really a
Bain.
We don't approve that, do we? We are horn players. No
horn. I mean, yeah.
Okay, good choices.
Bill Evans is really good to chill. Anything by Bill Evans is just so cool.
So Bill Evans and Brahms, that's a good combination. Nathaniel, what about you?
How
about the Barber of Seville? Oh, Nathaniel, can I just stop you 1 second? Because there's somebody very special about to join us in the wait for it. We're going to get right back to you. No, we've got somebody look who's down here.
Wait a minute, I don't see who's here.
Can you see it? You have to swipe.
I have to swipe over.
Frøydis, welcome. It's so fantastic. You can join us.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can. We can hear you. We can see you.
I know.
You look fantastic. Did you bring a drink?
Yes, I did. Let me see here. Yes.
Yes. Good.
It has a different level on it than Stefan and my one. Stefan and me, we are a bit
mine
more
was full. It was full just a little while ago. I don't know what's
I gotta get going.
So this is Frøydis' first hangout. She did a fantastic hangout and she whistled on it. It was fantastic. How's your whistling these days?
It's not the same, the quality is going down, not enough practice.
Maybe we'll ask you when the level of the wine goes down.
Yeah. I can still do 1 or 2 intervals, just to prove it.
Go on then.
Just
Go
like
on then.
You need more practice with your.
Good, Gus.
Yeah. So
I think Zoom audio doesn't like whistling. Frøydis, we were just talking about pieces with no horn in them. And have you met Nathaniel, the new principal horn of the Cleveland Orchestra?
Nathaniel's nodding.
Yes, we have met many a times. Yeah, I got to work with Frøydis a bunch while in Julie's studio.
Great.
Yeah.
Frøydis, don't be like the haircut is different this time. Actually, Nathaniel's haircut is new, so that's why he doesn't take his cap off. It's like, oh, look at that.
oh, look at that.
I could go natural.
Oh, no, we like it. It's quite.
No, like it. Keep it on. That's all right.
So Nathaniel was just telling us about his favorite pieces without the horn. I suggested the Barber of Seville, but that has a horn, so it doesn't count. So Nathaniel, what did you come up with?
Yeah, similarly, I had trouble cutting down my list, but first things is Schumann's song cycle Dichterliebe. That's always been a favorite piece of mine, and I always try to think vocally. Mozart String Quartet number 15 in D minor. Really good one of my favorites. Mendelssohn Piano Trio number 1 in D minor, the second movement especially. So pretty. Also Beaux-Art Trio, really great. Yeah.
Good. Fantastic.
I could go on.
They're going on our Horn Hangout Spotify list, and I know a lot of you have written already in the chat what your 3 favorites are. If you haven't written, let us know, because we're going to go back and look at them all later. Okay, guys, how are we doing? So who's still got to come? Andrew, what are your 3?
I feel out of my depth with this because everyone's so sophisticated, and I've come up with 3 really.
You haven't heard mine yet.
So mine would be Ravel String Quartet.
That's sophisticated.
That's cool.
That's probably about as sophisticated as it gets. The next one is not the piece has horn in it, but not this movement. It's the slow movement in Mahler 5.
Ah.
Good choice.
I thought you principal horns don't usually listen to that because you're too worried about the E coming in on the E.
Andrew.
I normally sleep through the
Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, good. Great, you can join us.
Eric.
Look at this lineup.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Stefan, how are you?
Hello.
And Eric, you're right next to Frøydis.
Oh, yeah, she's down here on my.
She's down here, okay.
I have to swipe to see them.
Yeah, well, you see, there's a lot of people at the party tonight. Sorry, Eric, we're coming to your favorites in a sec. Andrew, where were you? The Mahler Adagio.
So yeah, Mahler, and then Barbara Adagio is that.
Those are sophisticated.
Simple.
Yes.
Like me.
Well, what's it like? What's it in the Adagietto? I'm usually getting nervous for the first horn, but do you guys listen on purpose to the? What do you think during the Mahler Adagietto?
For me, the start of it, the first 5 minutes is you're coming down from the third movement. So I don't think I've ever heard the first 5 minutes. and then when the harp comes back in the second time is when you start listening again and you just sort of connect into the next movement. It's not, for some reason, that it's not a. Of course, the next time I play this will be a different story. But the concern of the first note and the last movement is not that.
It's easy to hear that note because the strings end on that note, so
yeah,
that helps.
Gus, what do you say to that?
It definitely calms me down to listen to the fourth movement. It helps me like calm down after the third.
Yeah, sure. I hear the kids. Gus, what do you say to that?
Gus, microphone is off.
Gus, we don't.
Okay, I'm back.
Here we go.
Okay.
I was.
Oh, you're here.
On the other page.
We hear you. Yeah.
Yes. So, it's always interesting to wonder, especially somewhere like Tanglewood, where you don't get maybe you get one run through before you play it, that you have no idea what the conductor is going to do. And so if they just kind of go, you don't know, like, do I play now? Or, and so it's kind of, I'm just listening to the music, and then if they happen to do something, it's kind of incidental, because you just kind of, as Andrew said, just connect it to the previous thing, and then you give it back to them, and then they give it back to you, and I don't know, it's a cool thing.
Well, I admire you all for sitting there and doing that. Gus, what about your three favorite pieces with no horn?
You put me on the spot here. I was gonna say the Ravel String Quartet, but Andrew had that one, I think. So yeah,
that's all right.
That was one of them. Let me give it some thought.
Okay. Who haven't we had? Julie, you've been very quiet this afternoon. Hey.
Well, I have a feeling you gave this as an assignment to everyone else except me. And maybe Gus didn't get it either. I happened to have put a list together this morning for my horn class with Juilliard. We're having a class on Sunday about our favorites, and not necessarily with horn. I listened to Enya and Deva Premal. Does anyone know who these new age artists are? So I picked 3 Enya tunes that really demonstrate rubato, E-N-Y-A. She's an Irish singer. It has nothing to do with the world we live in, but it calms me down. So there's 3 songs I'm going to play for my horn class. No Holly for Miss Quinn, Miss Claire Remembers, and Watermark.
That's fantastic.
Great.
Those are good. I'm going to look those up. I'm not that familiar with her, so I'm going to look those up definitely. Fantastic. Stefan Dohr, what you doing up there?
I'm just finding out if there's more wine in my bottle. It's sort of like it's getting to the end. No, it's a third left.
It looks like about like my bottle.
I've been sharing that, so it's not me myself.
But I started mine yesterday, though. This is only.
We were just talking about the clarinet playing, and we have this Kulturradio, what like has this morning classical thing, and every morning there's either clarinet and recorder, and I can't listen to it anymore. I don't know why that is. I really get a bit annoyed. No, for me at the moment, Beethoven string quartets. I don't know why. Alban Berg Quartet is fabulous recording. Große Fuge is like, yeah, and Beethoven here. I'm trying to listen a bit more of that. Then also I did see the Miles Davis biography on Netflix, and that is really I thought that was something that to watch someone who's an artist, musician, and how he developed in like from one stage to the next stage without even thinking that he would develop and things like this. So I'm with great admiration. After I watched that, I really bought CDs again, I have to say. So yeah, great things. Perfect.
That Miles Davis film, thank you for the recommendation. You told me that a few days ago. It's absolutely.
Yeah, it is absolutely worth watching. It's like
no, great, fantastic. Frøydis, you still there? You were thinking about. I only told you about this, a few minutes ago, literally. What did you come up with?
Yeah, I come up with just one work, but it has 4 movements, I think. So the first work would be the first movement, etc. And I must be nostalgic, because I played this when I was still a violinist. The Schubert Quintet for strings, 2 violins, viola, and 2 celli. It's just one piece of. It's incredible, On Schubert, you think, he died before he was 30, right? And all the stuff he wrote, and so beautiful. So
great choice. Frøydis, how have you been? What are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? You've been doing some EUIO classes online?
Yes, the European Union Youth Orchestra. They had to cancel, of course, like everybody else, so they went digital. So they forced me to learn the Zoom, which is really impressive. And then we had classes as best as we could, It's a little strange, but I think the students got something out of it. So otherwise, after this shutdown, the lockdown thing, life has been rather calm. too calm for my taste, actually. I like to be active and teach.
That's why we meet on a Friday night, and it makes it feel like we all wouldn't see each other otherwise, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. It's a great idea.
But someone like Erik, he's already been online for 2 hours today, haven't you?
Yeah, it's one of those days, I guess. That doesn't count teaching either. So, which is why I'm drinking seltzer and not in my wine glass. But I got to show off this wine glass. So one of my colleagues gave it to me. It holds an entire 750 milliliter bottle of wine. So
Fantastic.
this is meant.
I only had one glass, then it's not so bad.
Yeah, I only had one glass, right? Made for this time of that we're all cooped up at home. So yeah, my list. I guess it's my frustrated childhood pianist frustrations coming out. So when I thought about this list, I ended up with 3 keyboard pieces, one from each of the last 3 centuries. So starting with Bach, the Harpsichord Concerto No. 5. I think it's D minor, but it's got the most beautiful slow moment. I also picked Brahms Intermezzo, Opus 118. I think it's No. 2, but it's heavenly. And then the Erik Satie, the 6 Gnossians, which I think everyone knows Gymnopédie, but which there are 3. But there is these 6 works for solo piano called Gnossians, 1 through 6, and I can't pick a favorite amongst the 6 really. But then somebody mentioned Schubert, and I gotta say, my desert island recording, I think, would be Fritz Wunderlich singing Schubert Lieder. That's an incredible recording. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. And then, I said it was Stefan Jezierski that said something about Bill Evans.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I mean, I got to say, yeah, when it comes to Bill Evans, it's Peace, it's Waltz for Debbie, it's, there's a whole host. Actually, there's a great, goes on for 20 minutes improvisation on Danny Boy.
And well, that's amazing. I know that. Yeah, that's
it was like a friend of his passed away, and he starts to go in on it, and it almost comes to a stop, and then it just goes on for another 10 minutes. But that's pretty transcendental too. So
fantastic.
Those are my choices.
Good ones, Erik. Really good one. I was just about to ask Jen, and Jen disappeared. Oh no, she's here. Jen, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What have you got?
Do I sound like a robot?
No.
So
what have you got?
Oh, good. My favorite is also Fritz Wunderlich doing the Schumann Dichterliebe. But since that was already mentioned, I have a couple more. I love Leon Fleischer doing Bach.
Oh yeah.
My husband has those on all the time, and it's amazing. And then the other day I heard on Instagram Itzhak Perlman doing the theme from Schindler's List, and I was just completely floored. And I think I like the emotional nature of that kind of thing too.
Oh, and we've lost her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you hear those?
Yeah, we heard too.
Sorry.
It's nice to see your face. Gus, you have another one. By the way, Gus, Dominic Brancancio says hi.
Hey, thank you. Hi, right back.
Yeah,
Dominic.
hi. Great, you're watching, Dominic. Miss you guys. So
yeah,
you just wrote. Who did you write? You wrote Duke Levine. Got it.
Yes, Duke Levine is a guitar player who does a lot of work in Nashville. I've done a lot of studio work with him, and he's played with us with the Pops with various artists too. But just to hear him play solo is one of the most exquisite things. Just the feel. He played at a dear friend's funeral, and it wasn't the words and all that people said. This was many years ago, but it wasn't the words people said, but when he played, that was it. It was a stream. So just enjoy Duke when you have a spare couple of minutes.
Yeah. No, great. If maybe someone can post the link to him.
Post the link, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. I've got it here, Gus. I can put it in the chat later. If you're watching us on Facebook, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. What we're doing, we're going through our favorite pieces which have no French horn in them at all, because this was Gail's idea, and I absolutely love it because it's made us really think about, we get all a little horn. We're allowed to get horn nerdy. It's Horn Hangouts. But Gail, this is a fantastic idea. Thank you. You said,
I sit there and I listen to some music and I'm going, ooh, I wonder if that could be transcribed for an octet. And then I think, no, don't do that. Yeah.
You set this for your students, though, don't you?
Yes.
And do they like it?
Well, it's interesting. I have one young man that's quite a good pianist, and he came and heard the Trout Quintet, and he was like, wow, this is really good music. And I just, and so I just gave him a list. I said, this is what you have to listen to over, spring break. And now we're past spring break and we're still listening to some music. So
yeah. So what do you guys think? What's going on? How are we coping? Who's practicing what? What's going on? Tell me, talk to me.
Well, I'm happy to do a warm-up every day, and I've been actually playing a few Coprage etudes because they're good for the chops, and I'm trying to more or less, coming back is much more difficult than halfway staying in shape. So, and then I've been doing some play-alongs with the iReal Pro and some jazz tunes, but lately, the last 2 days, I must admit, I haven't practiced as much as I had been.
Have you guys ever discovered this iReal Pro?
iReal Pro.
It's so cool. Have you done it, Gus?
Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard about it, so I'll look it up.
Yes.
Anyone want to demonstrate?
Not a chance.
I'm working on my low buzz,
Oh.
Wow.
The G below the G,
Can you even buzz that?
like a free massage. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, now we're talking. Try to compete with the contrafagot. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, Dave Crable, a great first hornet from San Francisco. He is working on a book. It's basically autobiography. And since we are using the same, I'm working on something too. We're using the same person to read the korrektur. Vad sägs das? Korrektur? Also,
proofreading.
Thank you. Editor. Yeah. And now she sent me this book on the email and said, "Would you read it? Would you write a little something about it? They want to have something on the back." Anyway, I'm 2/3 along. It's great book. He tells so well. Yeah, and it's funny and it's witty, and it still is historically interesting in the people he played with, the conductors and everything. How he changed his relationship to conductors from all the enemies, of course. It's always an enemy. And later in his life, he realized they were also human, at least some of them. It was just a nice twist there, to show his development, and good advice. So anyway, I've been reading that. Great stuff.
I also read it, and I can't wait for all of you to be able to read it, because I think it's not only very funny, and I can hear him giggling as he tells the stories, but he has all these little tidbits that are just like little moments of, oh yeah, music. And that's how he approached the horn. And so I kept writing those down, and I look at them almost daily, because that's his little way of bringing forth his information, but he didn't slam you in the head. He just kind of,
When can we see it? What's it called?
Something about opening doors.
Something like that, yeah.
Doors opened for him.
Oh.
He's basically...
He really has quite the history of conductors.
Sorry, you didn't get that, did you? We're talking door, get
open doors, bottle of wine.
Yeah, when Andrew was doing his live horn hangout, Stefan was running around in the window behind making a face. I couldn't see him, and Andrew just says, "Let's just open the door." And I was like, "What's he on about?" There was Stefan Dohr with his nose pressed against the window.
Sorry, I missed that, but
Stefan's muted.
Your microphone's off.
Muted.
Okay, here we go again. Yesterday, I was focusing on repeating a piece 24 times in 2 hours. Is that too bright?
Yeah, we can't see it. Oh,
it looks like a white page.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
The Don Page 4 minutes 33 seconds. I didn't play a note yesterday.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's very inspiring. Thank you for that. Nathaniel, what are you practicing these days?
I'm doing Caruso almost every day,
Oh,
and I'm doing a lot of Arbin. Do you know Arbin, like the trumpet studies book?
Sure.
Of course.
There's in the back, there's the art of phrasing, and there's just like so many fun melodies that I've just been
That's great.
playing,
Yeah. That's
trying to keep in shape. But looking at next season's rep some, hoping for the best that we start on time. But TBD.
Do you guys have any idea when anything is starting again? We don't. We know when when is it, Stefan? What do they say? 31st of July, but with the orchestra. Oh, look,
Yeah, we have no clue.
Hey, Barb.
How are you? I just wanted to say hi really quick.
Hey.
Dog. Hi.
Hi.
Are you in the same park as Jen?
Yes. Hi, Jen. I only wish I was. I wish.
Nice live stream today, Barb. Well done.
Oh, thank you. That was, man, it makes you appreciate what you do so much. It was really fun, but it was a little worrisome in the beginning when it wasn't working.
We didn't even start on time. We were about 10 minutes late, I think.
You did a good job. You held it together well, because it was so nice to see the whole horn section together. That's what I loved, to see you guys put together.
And here's a plug. Tomorrow you can see this together online. And the Met Gala, I think it starts airing 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Tell us, what is that exactly?
Well, it's a sort of stay-at-home gala where, name a famous singer that's still alive. They're all on it from their own homes. Some of them are lucky enough to live with other musicians who provide the accompaniment, I guess. Some of it, I'm assuming, because I haven't seen any of this, but is probably done a digital collaboration where maybe a accompaniment was recorded and then they sang to it. I don't really know what to expect there, but the orchestra came together in very short notice, at least as many as we could assemble, to do, I guess there are 3 contributions by the orchestra that are going to be done like everyone else is doing through some kind of a cappella type program. So we're doing, well, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the repertoire. If it's supposed to be a big surprise, so I'll leave it to you to tune in for that. But yeah, talk about practicing and getting back in shape. I mean, literally, because also I'm on one of these committees that's helping to put this together. You spend so much time in committee meetings and organizing this that, then I had to worry about getting myself in shape for this. So, and this was after, a lot of time not putting much time on the horn. So, it is what it is. But it was.
Well, you're out of your pajamas.
We hope for success tomorrow.
You're out of your pajamas.
Yes, I'm out of my pajamas today. Yes.
I got him out of his pajamas this morning.
Yes, because we had this show early this morning, and then I couldn't find my Horn Hangout T-shirt. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Mine's in the wash finally, and it's the best place for it after this week, I tell you.
I'm sure. It's been a lot of use.
You're busy.
But it's also, this would be a big fundraiser, hopefully, for the Met. That's what we're hoping.
Is this going to be on PBS or is it online?
It's online. Yeah, if you go to the Met website, it'll be streaming there, and it'll be up archived for about 24 hours, something like that. I think till Sunday 6:30, I think Eastern time.
I'm gonna watch. Julie, how are you doing with all your students? Are you sick of online teaching already, or how's it going?
It's not easy, but I love my kids, so I'm happy to see them, and it helps maintain our sanity to get together, for me to support them in this really difficult time. And they support me just by being amazing. So I'm hanging in there. I too am doing my Caruso, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's sort of like Andrew. Andrew does this amazing warm up. I've joined in on some of them. Every second morning with like, how many kids have you had? It's quite a noise.
We normally have 5 dozen to 15. It's not a huge thing, but it's great for for everyone to get out of bed at varying times and get moving and playing and just to see everyone, I think is probably actually the most important thing. To be able to interact and share some stories and make some jokes and have a good time. We're actually having a Zoom party tonight for my lot. So if anyone wants to link.
What time?
Sorry?
What time we want to come?
It's 6 o'clock LA time. So what's that? 9 Eastern.
3 o'clock. Stefan,
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Oh.
Oh. The real winners in this quarantine are the pets, right?
Oh, they get so much attention. Oh, so much walking.
I was going to say the kids, but Andrew, you're ready to put yours in the driveway, right?
We had something that is very helpful now. The tennis courts are open and we can play tennis now. So I take my boys every day. The tennis court, they're going to be playing every day. I prefer like having a day break between or 2 days, but I'll do it start off slowly again. But that's really great that my twins they have something to do and they don't have to go on the cross trainer. They've been going on the cross trainer, but they don't really like it so much. I mean, tennis is fantastic to get outside and with social distancing and everything, disinfectant and those changing sides of the court, but it's still possible. I'm really happy about that.
Did you see the video of Gustavo conducting with a tennis racket?
Yes, that's great. With the bassoon, fire coming out of the bassoon.
It had to be a bassoon. Did you actually play tennis with Gus? Was that no?
I've never played with Gus.
I somehow thought you two had played together. No, that wasn't. No. You have to change that.
There would be no contest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't play.
I thought you did. Okay, I don't know where I got that from, but anyway. But when I saw you guys this summer in Tanglewood, you were the sportiest of them all. You were out on your bike all the time.
I love my bike. In fact, that's one of the things I've been doing is we have a few acres here, and I've been cutting mountain bike trails up in our own woods, so I don't have to wear a mask when I go out to exercise.
And playing the alpine horn. Have any of you seen Gus's video, the alpine horn video? Have you guys seen this? It's amazing. Is there a link to it, Gus? Is it on YouTube?
I'll see if I can find it and post it.
It's absolutely.
Yeah, I've been torturing the neighbors. We live on a river, and I've been torturing the neighbors across the river, and I can't tell if they're yelling "Bravo" or "Shut up." But yeah, it's kind of fun.
Oh, it's so nice to see you all. There's so many people watching. Yeah, that's up. People are commenting on the flowers. I'm very happy with that. I hope you guys noticed. I went out and bought flowers, but they don't seem to be very happy. But never mind. A little bit droopy today. Oh, never mind.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear. But anyway, listen. We just wanted to check in with you guys to say hi, and we're gonna leave. We're gonna stay on and party a little bit on our own, if that's okay with you, Horn Hangouters, because we haven't seen each other for so long. But we really wanted to check in. We want to know if all of you are all right out there. We're doing what we can to keep the inspiration going. I'm really grateful to Stefan Dohr for being such a huge supporter of the Horn Hangouts. We know really he's done so much. And Stefan J as well. He's been on a couple, and Gail and Radovan did the most amazing etude hangout this week. It was really brilliant. It was really, really fantastic. So no, thank you all that for the support. And Frøydis, we're so happy to have you.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, look, you put a little clappy thing. That's so clever.
How does he do that?
I'm so educated. There's a place called Reactions. And if you want, you can do this too. Woo! Wow, look at that. Everybody's.
So how have you been doing with your virtual backgrounds? Captain Spock?
Oh, yes, I've got some in here somewhere.
Okay, how are we doing? Have you got any
find those?
Let's see.
The best thing that happened to me is I was teaching a horn class, and all of the students started putting in pictures of the other horn students behind themselves. So I would look at one horn student, but it'd be a picture of somebody else. And I was like, what is happening? Pretty clever.
Erik is sort of just, Erik is more.
I don't know. I'm not in camera range here. Whatever.
Gus, have you worked this out yet? You know, you can be different places.
I haven't figured that one out yet. But I did want to say that we do, as everyone else does, love seeing all of our kids at the NEC Horn Studio.
They're watching, by the way. They're all watching.
Yes, we love them, and they actually requested that we continue our Tuesday evening hangouts into the summer. So we agreed to do that. And this coming Tuesday, we actually got Susanna Gaunt of the Chicago Symphony, who is another former NEC horn class student, and Jackie Rainey is going to check in, and Molly Norcross in Cincinnati is going to check in.
That's great. So, are they live stream? Can we watch them? Are they private classes?
It's a Zoom private class, but we'll send you a link.
Okay. We'll pop in and say hi. We'll speak about that in a second. Thanks to all of you who've joined in. Thanks to all of you who've joined in on the Horn Hangouts this week. Stefan, cheers. We'll be back Monday, 3 p.m. Stefan, you did say yes, you would be back, didn't you? Yeah. We'll talk about it in a minute. Keep an eye out on the website for that. Yeah, who's gonna have the? I think Frøydis should have the last word today. What do you think?
Oh, the last word. Oh my God.
Or the last buzz. Or is there anything we can do all together?
Well, I think I'm the senior here. I'm looking around. I see all these young people. So I'll say that getting old is interesting. And as far as a horn player, I'm still practicing. But I don't really know why, except I was thinking of the wrinkles on my lips, you know, to avoid them, that is. And also to be able to play a few notes for the students, you know, 2 notes with a good legato, and then they go, oh, she can still do it. Oh, I feel so good. And so it's worth it. No, it's a habit, and I think it's good for the lungs. But it's really boring. I mean, there's a lot of long notes and with Sudoku and yeah.
Sudoku, yeah, see, that's classic. I thought she was going to say Netflix, but she said Sudoku.
Yeah.
Much better for the brain than Netflix, right?
Well, sort of between the long tone and Sudoku, because you need the breaks, right?
Okay, well, Frøydis, it's great that you joined us. We need a selfie of everybody here. I did something for the National Children's Orchestra today.
Oh, look at that.
They told me to bring something, so I brought my horns, and they flash.
That's awesome.
But I don't know if I need them on. Andrew, you've got your horns, and you've got, okay. Oh, good one, Gus. Good. Stefan J, what have you got for a hat? Where's your?
I have a hat. I have a Gustavo Dudamel hat.
Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Hair. Oh, that's right. Oh, look, Frøydis.
My secret breathing tool, you know, breathe. The shark.
Jen's got a pine cone in her hair. Come on, Barb, what can you come up with?
I can put an English bulldog in my hair.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Julie, you're brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready? Oh, ready. Frøydis, where's he gone? We need a picture. Where's he gone?
Picture, right.
Gail, what have you got? I
have a dog over there sleeping.
Okay. Are you guys ready for this? Selfie, 1, 2, 3, screenshot. Screenshot, cool. Eric's just got his glass.
How do you do that? Somebody taking the shot?
Yes, I will send you. You will be amazed. Our Horn Hangout community are so lovely. They all take photos of themselves, of their pets, of their. You'll see, Frøydis. I'll send them to you. You'll be right. Right. Is Tim still in there somewhere? Handsome Tim, are you there?
You might fall asleep again.
The selfie.
Oh, there he is.
It was better without me.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. Stefan still got his hair on. I'll see you next week on the Horn Hangouts. Have a lovely weekend. Keep practicing. Keep loving the horn. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Great to see you. Thanks for coming.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.